Good evening, everyone. Hope everything is doing well. I am joined by Baby Houdini. We will be bringing you in the Mythic Championship DNA against Hype. It should be a pretty good series. Both of these teams already qualified for the playoffs in the losers bracket. This will just affect the seeding. The winner will. I'll make sure I've got this right around. The winner will be playing against Pepe, I believe, in the first round, and the loser will play against Disgusting. Yep, Pepe ended up getting just the winner of the Skulk's Paw. Disgusting beat them 2-1. So, Houdini, you know these teams a bit better than I do. What do you think we'll be seeing here on Sky Temple? It better be better. I would be quite excited for some Illidan, but yeah, as you said, Halcyon I know is a big fan of the Sylvanas. Also likes it when his tank players are on May, so that might also be something that happens. But for now, Brightwing, Zeratul, Chromie, the early bans. The other one, do these teams have leave players? Do you know? Because that's the other one I'm looking at right now that's not been banned. Cassia, final ban, Halcyon. Big fan of Sylvanas. We're probably going to see some early pushing with camps, as you often see on Sky Temple. Looks like we're not seeing that Tracer just yet, which, I mean, fair enough. That can get quite easily countered, as we have UL and Stukov picked up from the side of DNA. It's not really a response to anything in particular here. I suppose you could say that Stuko's not a cleanse, but many supports don't these days, so what does that really matter?
Turo doesn't get his gen and Malov doesn't get his Tracer.
That should be fixed. Yeah. So, we'll be banned away. I've fixed the sound. I definitely didn't set my OBS a few minutes before going live. But everything should be okay now.
You just woke up, it's okay.
7 in the morning, what do you want from me? Yeah, as I said, Tracer banned away, Chen banned away, so Jaina and Johanna will be taken for the side DNA. Jaina. Oh,
I like this a lot.
You see too much, but yeah.
Nah, but I think she's a very strong hero, right? She's a little, she's like one of the old gems who used to be getting picked a lot, and it's kind of, I don't know why, but she got forgotten a bit. I think she's just like, it's not that she doesn't like add any insane gonna be 5 over the skill ceiling. Maybe if you do land on a big ring, but I'm not expecting a ring here. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, before we finish talking about that, they picked the Ragnaros. We'll come back to that in a second. But I really do like the Jaina pick here. It controls the garage nicely, brings a lot of macro, right? You can clear the bruiser camp nicely with it. Hopefully gonna generate some counter pressure to this Sylvanas pick coming out. But just as I said that, we do see the Ragnaros coming out from the side of Hype and Rexa. So what are you expecting?
Full pack of ever.
Has to be a full stud, right? Yeah. Has to be a full stud.
So let's talk about Hype first. Going triple booster, something we've seen quite a bit in the CCL games. You and I have watched Halcyon actually been watched them together, so it's something we've seen a bit. We saw yesterday Halcyon was playing Vexar 4 man, which is I think likely what we're going to see. I don't know why you'd want to play Ragnaros in the group early on. He doesn't do much until he gets the Sophia Smash.
But one
Is
nice
a source of
ability
movement
that
speed
is
for
right.
Rush.
Exactly. I was just about to say you can E on the garage, right, and you just like you get this free extra movement speed for engaging on the garage if you want to bypass the Johanna and get to the Stukov. So I guess it's for that, and obviously also so first is gonna be big with the blow up coming out from. The question is it a mind control into Sulfurus?
It very well might be. Mind control has been seeing quite a bit of play recently after the recent cooldown buffs has been getting, and like we said, there's no claims on the side of DNA. All they have are their medallions and Johanna to try and absorb it, so they might
100%.
be able to find a few of these picks in the mid game with that mind control something smash. How often did he end up saying that? But
yeah, if we had casted this game 2 months ago, I would be. Oh, dude, are you high or what? Anyway, so do you want to do the honor of introducing the team of blue?
very well. So on the blue team, we have DNA. It is Mac the Kid playing Johanna, Marlow playing Jaina, Tenderloin playing Stukov, Galaxy playing Polstad, and Ablar playing Ural.
And on the right side in red, we have Halcyon on the Sylvanas, Nox playing one of his main Malfurion, Garrosh played by Parnax, Lopaka on the Ragnaros, and lastly Rexa getting played by Atsura. And we see Cheese coming out here from the red team, full 5-man on the bot lane.
Well,
It is getting kinda sniffed out by the blue team, so I like this rotation for blue.
you see that Johanna will take a little bit of damage because of that for now. I'm terrible.
I would love to see the top lane just getting shoved out now from Abla and maybe Felstead trying to, you know, demount stall rotation for that free extra wave, but it's not gonna happen. We played slow and he clears mid because we see the fast transition from red team, and Garrosh finds a pick onto the Stukov immediately. Nice job there from the red team.
I'm a little bit confused because he was just standing there, right? And then Tenderloin just walks up to him, and all of a sudden, he's in with all the boys, and oh, there's the first blood going down. Also, it is Stukov's medallion, so it's a little bit easier for Parnax to find the ball in the future.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's very, very tough. Both getting picked up this early and like losing your medallion. Obviously, early game.
Speaking of which, already found Tenderloin again, going it once again for the blood, but not able to find it. Now, Macro's Kid's coming in, but taking so much damage. Mallow hasn't turned yet, so I think about Jaina, not best, but no more kills coming in just yet.
And this sets Red up so nicely for the map, though. They didn't get confirm any kills, but they did pressure the blue team a lot. We do see the Stukov pop in his trade here, though, so Mac is back on half HP. But is it enough to survive? Ragnaros it is, and Parnax is walking away just fine as well.
Everyone will get out for the time being. Just a quick note on the talents. Stukov going for the spine launcher, trying to control the Garrosh engages by having the slow on the basic attacks, I suppose, and Ragnaros is going for the E build, empowering that blast radius.
And on the red team we see, I was actually expecting them to be the ones to do the bruises fast, but I think they just realized that the blue are gonna think they do it, so they respond with another bruiser camp, and instead they go for the bottom macro play, which is very, very nicely done here. So they generate, like they get themselves a free wall.
It's an excellent
So, good
timing as
call.
well because they'd reached level 4, which means Sylvanas gets the possession, able to steal
Mm.
away with his minions to help with the push. So while it
And it
was
does so
Galaxy
much,
flying
right?
down, it wasn't quite in time. They, like you said, they already got pretty much the entire gate, mostly thanks to help with that minion damage.
And flight won't be ready for another 45 seconds either. We even see Lopaka using his trade up top to shove in the wave for the red team. So this is looking very, very nice for Hype right now.
Probably fine using the monocle like this. They're not going to be getting any temple shots on Force most likely, so can just use it to clear the lane now. Marlow and friends going to have to clear that one out. In the meantime, though, Hyper moving on to the top temple and looking for Maverick Kid, but will stay inside the ground break and not going to get stunned by that and will get away.
This is looking a bit dire. Falstad is getting some counter pressure while he's waiting for his trade to be up, and it will be so soon. But meanwhile, the blue team has refocused to top lane, and Falstad, being a global hero, he still can't fly like 100% across the map, right? So I don't know what this play coming up from blue is.
And now
Or
looking
Great Hammer from
for
Abla.
Parmax, who looks like a little bit too far forward and just going to be taken down by the group on the side of DNA. Hyper pretty split, having Rexa on the top temple, Hopaka and Nox taking middle, Halcyon bottom, just a little bit out of position.
100%. But
Oh my.
red team did get great value, both mid lane and they got half of top, so they kind of secured themselves 1.5 up Gs, while blue only got half, and all of that. Oh, Halcyon falling low in the bottom lane, meanwhile. But all that was like just a product of a great rotation pre-op G from the red team, forcing that flight of Falstad, forcing the macro into their hands.
Now, Hyper looking for Galaxy, and we'll talk about what he's done in a little bit. But Hopaka with the amazing body block! And Marlow,
Well,
now the target.
another pick on Malo. They do have the disable on the structures, but it seems like Lobaka isn't right on the same page as Halcyon. And Halcyon actually being the one ending up going down here.
Oh, that was so well done by Hopaka with the body block, but
That was
Halcyon looking for more, trying to find Jaina, but not quite able to, and will fall in response now. There's a very interesting tab I'm sure you noticed as well. We have got Secret Weapon chosen by Galaxy here. What do you think of this one?
Honestly, I have no idea. I mean, it was buffed lately, right? But you skip, like, they're already so pressured in the macro department, but I guess they're just building up for a late game teamfight, extra damage with this pick. Galaxy for sure knows how to play this hero better than I do, so he has an idea with this, but we can already see it here in mid, right? It makes it a lot harder for him to clear. I guess he's not bribe on one, so it doesn't matter that much. He will get his season marksman stacks anyway, but it is a very, very spicy pick here coming out from Galaxy, not gonna lie.
Because like normally with Boomerang at this point, all it is a single Q on the wave and then one attack needed to take out the ranged minions. Very good for clearing its ways immediately. But instead though we have extra damage while the Q's out as well as the range, so maybe the idea is you take the increased hammer rank slot at 16 and then you've got a nice amount of crowd control on your hands. And I'm just trying to think of why you'd go for it, but level 10 fight at the moment, Gust will be used to get everyone away. The closest match comes out, but there's no follow-up because everyone will Gust away. Target is going to be Mac for kids, Halcyon moving forward. Won't be able to get over the wall though, so everyone will survive for now, but Hyper for one's getting a better end of the trade.
But Abla getting a great rotation, way ahead of Matsuro here, and he confirms the kill, and that should knock even maybe a second one on Nox, and if they do that, they could even like think about starting the boss and taking the shrine. But instead, I think they will reset and just play the safe. Yeah, go defend top lane, get the up G. You know, slow and steadily getting more ground is a great way to play this map. It's all about that structure damage.
We're seeing a few times now that Hyper able to find the early leads in these skirmishes, but then someone overstays but seemingly not on the same page, and then DNA able to find the kills in response. 4-2 now in favor of DNA for the kills. We saw during the entire fight, Rexar pushing top lane, not quite able to find a fourth. Holopaka sitting in the bush, smash on the false stand, but manages to get the
Is it
updraft off and
enough?
gust
Oh
away.
my god, he actually lives with. I need to check how much. 40 HP.
And
So,
even the regen's up to, I think he was probably around 20-ish or so, but what this means is that Halcyon and friends are able to march down this fort. They're going to disable the attacks. Parnax on the side won't be able to find a flank, so nothing more will come of it for now.
great play here from Blue, securing that defense on the bottom fort. Even though the Sylvanas trait is a very powerful tool, if you do have the good control in your format, you should be able to pressure it back, and this is exactly what's gonna happen. Also, I want to talk about the. We didn't see mind control first of all, but we're also seeing tranquility in this. I would think is a very blow up centric comp with the Sulfur Smash. I would have expected a Twilight Dream here, being able to walk up and basically kill everyone that's been silenced first. What
Well,
do you think about the
seems
Trank?
that for the most part, Hype haven't had any issues actually finding the kills. It's just that when the engagements go longer, it seems to be struggling. So maybe the idea is that Tranquility with good healing over time, maybe they can make sure they don't mess up the fights once they find the advantages. But as I said, Twilight Dream would make it really easy to kill anyone. Like you throw Johanna and then
Even if
silence her, you're
Johanna,
not
right?
getting
Yeah.
the Iron Skin off now. So
Even
that gets
Urel,
easier.
I mean, we saw this back. I think it was back actually at the in Method, the Method tournament, or was it Masters Clash, where we had Dictic playing like super silence-oriented comp, and Salia just landing these Twilight Dreams on the Urel time after time, never being able to press the ultimate. So it's like both tools can work, right? It depends on how you want to play these fights and what Hype thinks is needed here.
It will be for Solaris going for the more source of level 13, going for that sustained auto attack style, not going to be having any crazy halting wave dives or stuff like that. As now it is 2 temples up at the moment. Rexar looks like it is going to be leaving the Bruiser camp uncontested, so okay, so Hapaka will clear that one out with the Molten Core, but at the moment is DNA getting position on the bottom side.
Yeah, it is, and again they assure control over one of the temples while the red team is just chasing this unkillable Urel. So I would expect them to just, trade one for one shrine here. It's gonna look great for red. They're still in this lead, structural lead, I would expect. It's very close though, but I think they're betting on winning these late game team fights with big blow up and the very but as we say, there's a big team fights coming out. Also unleashed, but Abla and the backline just not giving a damn about this red team.
I like what we're seeing from Hype though. We're seeing continuous pressure on the top lane just during these objective phases, and they managed to take the entire thing already. So while DNA was sitting on the temple getting pushed that way, Hype were getting themselves some push without even using the temple shot. So if they just back up now, get the temple, they'll get a lot more push overall. But it is just going to be Parks anyway. Falstad solo killed by Mazuro. Not entirely sure how that one managed to happen.
But it did, and like we cannot understate how big it is at a game at this level. When you find these solo picks, it's gonna put you so much ahead of the game, especially when it's against a Falstad on Sky Temple, right? You have that global hero out of the game now for 20 seconds, which means that Hype can get themselves that temple you were talking about. They can stabilize bot lane as well. They can push out top lane on top of that. So much for them to do here. So maybe we see blue team. They're not. I would have expected them to look for a pick on the Rexon bot lane if they are not gonna contest anyway. But I guess they just wanna chill back, wait for that level 16 spike, and maybe find a big route on Stukov.
Looking now for Mac. Will use the Iron Skin get away. Halcyon being chased by a blast going to survive now. The balls are coming out and looks like the target is going to be Mac. Going to get hit by over crowd control and Johanna will fall straight away. Galaxy survives but is too late. Probably just going to use some guts to disengage, but it looks like Jane's going to fall anyway. Going to die to the damage over time. So 2 quick kills for Hype and the gust was used. So going to make their way over to boss and you have to imagine this is theirs to take.
This is so big for Hype finding these picks, and it's I would have liked to see the other ultimate maybe being picked up by Stukov, because we see these situations where as soon as you use the Iron Skin, basically Johanna can even check either, right? Like, if you don't have Iron Skin, you're dead against red team comp. As soon as Sulfur Smash is off cooldown, you just die if you don't have Iron Skin.
Alpaca using Molten Core, not going to allow any sort of push up here now. Looking to try and stop Galaxy's back, but will be able to get away, it looks like now. Halcyon taking control of the middle lane, that's going to be pushing it in the meantime, while everyone is down bottom. See if they're probably just going to get the wall, if even that. Elemental has been used by Jaina, going to do nice amount of damage.
But this is big. This is really big for blue team, though. Seeing Lopaka being top wave, they might be able to force a fight here, 5v4 after clearing the boss. But not Halcyon. I was about to say Halcyon because he was the first retreat. Hype is not giving them that fight they're looking for. We do have maybe, like, if we do hit level 20, which we probably will, we do have some very strong tools in the blue team's toolbox to control these team fights a little better. So let's see if we get there and if we're gonna get the Gust. But for now, we do have the minus armor on Urelhammer, which is great into Garrosh. We have the Northern exposure to stack on top of that to reduce armor even more from the Jaina. So they're really looking for this blow up onto the Garrosh, which I think is a great play here from the blue team. Great game strategy.
We'll see if DNA are able to make level 20, but like I said, they have many nice tools. Wintermute on Jaina, the shield on Johanna, Mighty Gust for Falstad, of course, but Hype, Halcyon just sitting on the turret. Zero just trying to stall as many people as he can up on this top temple, while Hype managed to go and raid themselves a bottom keep here, so they didn't even lose. They still got control of top in the meantime, so everything is just completely going away. Now, Max had enough and trying to chase out this pesky Restar,
but it doesn't matter, right? Matsuro can just, like, he can sack the rest of top, it doesn't matter. They can even, like, they're gonna lose a 4 here, but
and now they're 20,
they
so
get 2 keeps with the bot, and exactly with the keeps as well, you get the 20. But here we see the big blow up coming out to Garrosh, exactly as I was talking about. And this is huge. There's a blast shield coming out on the Rexa up top here over control of vision. Maybe we see a Ghost coming out on top to confirm the kill, not needed. So blue team just finding the picks they need right when they need to, right? If they don't find these picks, playing into level 20 behind on structures is a very tough game for blue team. And we might even see them trying to go for the end here for top lane.
So we'll see how much they're able to do with these 2 kills they've got. Now they are going to be fighting into the Molten Core, so that's going to be a little bit tricky. Savannah's taking the upgraded Heroic at level 20, so potential 5-second stance coming out needs to be looked out for, but DNA, they want to end this game right now before Hype get to play as a team with their level 20 tools, but the Bruce Camp's gone and they have to leave.
And they're not even able to find that pick just because of the Molten Core value you were talking about. It is so big right now. Seems like they continuously siege, and I don't know what Lopaka... Oh, he's looking
on
for the
flag.
big flank.
Everyone's respawned. They can maybe look for something here, but looks like everyone will get away for time being. Galaxy gonna sit on the temple, finish that one off, and level 20 will be reached for DNA, so a lot more tools available for them now. Might be able to start turning this game around, assuming Ablar doesn't face check.
Oh.
Well, actually, the Sophia Smash went completely wide because Uvel was thrown away. So now Alpaca's Fataga has the Submerge available to help himself, and here come the boars.
And we see the root boars coming out, yeah, and those boars are hungry. They will find a lot of root, like a lot of tools were used for Ice Block and medallions. And Panak's getting the big flank off, but he's getting killed by the secret weapon first, who's just doing a great job of controlling. So both tanks down, and it seems like Red Team is looking to fall back here.
And one other thing of note, we don't actually have the wind tunnel for Galaxy. It is Nexus Frenzy, just looking for the increased range to get more of these secret weapon auto attacks off, I suppose.
So it's the big secret weapon and the giant killer, obviously, on top of that. So I mean, I'm glad I'm not Parnax right now, not gonna lie. Lopaka, though, looking for the big 1v5 kill here. Let's see what happens. He pops the emerge, and can Halcyon arrive in time? I do not think so, no. So, a trap set here by a single player, and it does not work out.
Magnos looking for the highlight reel plays, but it'll require both him to get the kill and me to be looking at the same time because missed a few of these pickoffs now,
But the boss is up now. This is
bosses up
huge.
can be taken by DNA. They have Gust available, and I mean, there's no chance to hyper contest this anyway, so maybe they can look to end this game. Now, Ragnos does have the Molten Core available when he respawns in 30 seconds, so that will be
And you will
available
have his
for the
ultimate as well,
defense.
which is great. And Molten Core and Sulfur Smash is gonna be great if they can focus the fight around the bridge. Okay, we don't even see that. We see blue team not going with the boss, but trying to find the picture
Oh,
top lane.
throw the shield right into the unstoppable of Parnax, and now it's still 45, so I think if you're hype, you do want to get out of here, just go and defend bottom boss. Now, they
Yeah,
only
Hype is
just took a
very
temple
happy
now,
with this
so
trade.
there's really nothing that DNA can look to get with this boss because the objective just finished. It's not going to come up anytime soon.
Exactly, and and DNA is also on the top side of the map, whereas the boss is marching down bot lane. So this is basically a free boss clear. They are gonna get a wall, obviously, and maybe a little more structural damage. But great play coming in here from Hype. Really reading the game nicely, right? I won't even say controlling, but just reading the game super nice here. We do
And
see blue
so,
team looking. Yeah, sorry.
yeah, so now we're in the super late game mode, and normally this is really boring, but both of these teams have shown they're able to find people out of position, so it's just a case of who finds who first at the moment, because I don't think we're making to the next objective without someone dying, but right now it's
Probably
Hype
not.
Parks in the bottom and DNA in the top, so at the moment it's just ships passing in the night, so nothing
Traps being
really
set.
happening. But
But this is great for Hype though. The next opti is only a single temple, which means that you can force a fight there, or red team has to surrender the entire objective. I guess they could go split push meanwhile, but if you have the Foster on
they
board,
can
and we
look
see
to just get this top keep because they've got the Bruiser camp up here and Hype are not in position to defend really. Hamarka going to recall, maybe get some Molten Core off in time actually, so Hype
I
have
like
been
what
forced to
Galaxy is
move
doing
up
as
to the
well.
top side.
100%. I really like the play from Galaxy. He backs as well. Obviously, he doesn't see what we see. The only thing he knows is that red team has been missing in action for over a minute, and they might try to backdoor here. So I really like sending the Falstad back. He can gust people away, buying him his team time to retreat, and meanwhile they could confirm the top. Oh, but we see the engage here onto Mag, but he does pop the Iron Skin and actually denies the Sylvanas ult. This is really big for blue team.
But now Mac has no trade available, so he's now the target for the side of Hype, going to throw best shield and maybe going to survive for the time being, but will be killed by the Gouache throw. Now, they have killed Gouache in return, so 1-4 at the moment. Misha also falling. Parker, the target, but will get away for now, and it will be
But
a
a lot
trade
of
of the tanks, and all the coins are used except for the Colossal Smash, actually, so... Well, I suppose also Massive Shove if you want to count that as a full-on heroic, but Parker can maybe look to make the big plays now that the tank's gone. Everyone's a target for the smash, assuming you can avoid the ice block. Going to throw down the
100%.
Misha's job, but the ice block comes out in time, so it will be completely ignored. Misha, Sushi Respawns taken down. Someone called Peter.
Someone called pizza. That is exactly what I think Red Team is thinking about right now. They do focus their attention onto the siege camp now, and probably just to wait for the next objective. To be honest, they don't have any big cool. I mean, obviously they do have Boss, which is a big cooldown, but they know that the Ghost is available on the other side, so forcing there won't be of any use. So either setting up a trap, not either setting. I would expect them to only set up a trap, right? And just wait out um, for the other team.
Now we see Misha once again leading the charge. Scared we're going to see another bear fall this game, but everything is going well for the time being. Panic's going to take control of the vision, not going to get collapsed on, luckily. We've seen a few times now Panax has been caught out and killed, so
Mm.
looking to not
But
have
it's
that again, I suppose. But right now, it is for double key pressure coming out for Hype. They've got the map control through the lanes at the moment. Now they're looking to make something happen. Topside possibly. They found Abla, but
100%.
Seraphim will get him to safety.
Yeah, you know, what's more OP than a medallion? I guess having a medallion every 10 seconds is pretty good. And Avla is making use of that, so great play here from the side of DNA as well. But this is it's very
Oh,
nice to see this high level of gameplay here with people being super. I mean, both teams are playing very slow and disciplined the way they should, right?
yep.
And it is hard to be in blue team shoes. You do have the global, but you're also the team that is lacking keeps. We see hearts here
Karnak's
getting
moving
taken.
very far up, given that he doesn't have his team with him. And Dino know that Vio's on here now since they just took that camp, so they're trying to commit for the boss. Remember, there's no wind tunnel, so Falso not necessarily able to secure this boss. Molten Core on the flag by Holpaka, throwing out the smash really early. Karnak's moving in on the flank, going to taunt everyone up in the backline. In the meantime, though, he's just dead to the secret weapon, and currently a 4v5, but everyone's getting so low due to the flanking multicore Tenderloin.
Tenderloin falling to 10 HP is something ridiculously low like that.
Will be able to secure the boss now. Hopaka maybe not where he wants to be after a Molten Core, going to make a run for the hills. Galaxy looking to fly behind now. We see Hopaka turning around. We'll have some merge available, I believe, to buy a little bit of time. And Stukov is going to fall. Low, very low as well, but Ragnarok's is the one that goes down. And it looks like the Hype might be the ones left the best off because they are able to reach the temples. Matt going to
100%
not
and
get
they
charged.
do have the healer as well. But what a weird
It's the healer versus the mana advantage, right? Because two people did for Hive, only one from the side of DNA.
The boss is knocking on the door in bot lane though, and it needs to be attended to.
Rexa moving up to top. They're trying to end this game between the camp and the temple. Now, Abla doing everything possible to run up to the top side here. Go to outrun the ball actually and stand on the point before he gets looted. It's going to take so much damage. So doesn't have our defender, going to get very low. It actually survives. Misha is gonna fall. However, so many minutes and now the boss is gonna get something on actually, so that's fine. Everyone's so low beside a height, but everyone falls down falls. Blizzard doesn't hit Misha next time. It looks like
this has still coming from DNA, but what a great series.
Tried to end this game though with the middle tempo, but it looks like Hype have arrived to stop that. Waygo will be avoided.
What a game.
Going completely down to the wire, but in the end, it is Hype. Yasuo Jane on Sky. Oh, the smack talk at the end, you'll love to see it. Oh.
And these two teams, they know each
You love
other,
it.
so there's no bad blood in here, just some
everyone just having fun after that completely crazy first game here. 25 minutes of Sky
What
Temple.
A good game though.
It was
25 minutes, 32% left on the winning team's score with all keeps down on both sides and both temples being taken by one for blue team and one for the red one, right? What a game. So if this is the quality we're gonna see, I'm actually a little sad that it's not a best of 5 because I could use at least 4 of these games.
They will be fixed for the next game. Just again, I didn't have everything ready. Aliobs is ready to go for game number 2, but as he said, this very close game, and I mean, it's quite unfortunate that both of these teams are in the losers bracket, so there's no chance that they can meet in the finals for best of 5, but if there are teams better than this, I'm very excited for what we have in store next week.
Agreed. So disciplined late game played from both teams, and we see some talent diversity from what we're used to, but I kind of like it. I mean, the way the team played it, it worked out really nicely. But it ended out being Hype taking the victory, a game that could have gone in anyone's way. So I'm really hyped for game number 2 with good macro play and good like mechanics as well coming out here. I'm hyped for the series. So glad you invited me to cast it with you, Coffee.
Yeah, looks like we're having a little bit of fun here, and so now we can take a look at the map. Since kind of skipped it at the start, since we got straight into the first draft. It is going to be Ultra Beery, Infernal Shrines, and Cursed Hollow banned away by our teams. And DNA have decided they want the first pick, so we will see what ends up coming out for Hype. And so, I mean, the one that stands out to me that's still available is Spider Queen as one of the more normal maps in the map pool, possibly Sky, possibly Towers of Doom. We will hopefully hear soon which one we are going for whenever Halcyon and Co. have decided. Hopefully it will be fixed. Hopefully, and not seeing a lobby invite anywhere. Just thinking about where they want to go to. Maybe they want to go to another map that lets them go for the blow up style. So you'd be looking at Dragonshire, you'd be looking at Tomb, and we do have a decision. It will be Tomb of the Spider Queen that we are going to chosen by the side of Hype. And they can probably just look to play the same style of game, go for another burst heavy composition, look to find these picks.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Ragnaros coming out again. The way they played it on Hype, they really got a lot of value out of both his trade and his ultimate, right? And you had the E to just the tipping of the cream on top on the garage, right? Getting that extra move.
Yep, having the extra movement speed from the what's it called, Blast Wave of Ragnos. And we'll see if there are any changes in the ban phase when we get into it. Just need to get everyone in the lobby at the moment. Other stuff as well. Excellent. That saves me having to do that as well. I think that was the miserable experience. Thanks for making me do this so soon. And Halcyon looks like having a bit of a crash on his computer will be coming in, so we will be getting underway. So what do you think we're going to see on 2? Do you think we're going to see a similar sort of game from these teams, or do you think we're going to have perhaps DNA changed things up after losing the first one. Mr. Houdini, what was your thoughts?
Oh, I think I think I had a loose connection. Can you hear me now?
Yes. What do you think
Oh,
we're going to
great.
see in the Peck ban?
Yeah, sorry. So I think thanks for pointing it out for me, by the way, so I didn't just sit and talk for 10 minutes straight to
Just
no
like
one.
the start of the stream.
But I believe Sylvanas is going to be very high prio again for both teams. We know Galaxy plays it a lot as well. I think the URL could be a good ban, not good ban, like a good pick as well. Even a ban.
Do you think there's any
Abla
chance
just
we
playing
see
Stella on it.
Ragnaros coming out again? It is Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess I was muted while I said that as well. So, but yeah, I was actually pointing out earlier that I think that they might need to ban the Ragnaros here, right? Like the defense from the Golden Core is so strong, and the Silver Smash into a blow up comp is just very great. But I'm expecting to see high prio on Sylvanas. Maybe some URL action could be nice coming in. The way Vision works on this map, you can get some very nice flanks off from the hero. Even Diva Leoric are on the table. Jaina again, good hero. We saw Johanna last game, so I don't expect anything to change with her. She's so good on this map as well. So it's more on the healer department. Maybe Spicy Deckard could come out. What are you thinking?
I mean, everyone, I think, knows at this point that I'm a massive Alexstrasza simp, but we are not going to see that most likely, unfortunately.
So we're hoping for a DNA win, and then we go Volskaya and we play Alexstrasza.
Exactly.
That's our prediction.
We see the double raid boss comp from the start of Hype with Ragnaros and Alexstrasza on the same team. Looks like everyone is ready, so we will get into the draft in just a few seconds. Need to wait for the old Kiwi to connect to the European servers. Does take a few minutes.
Also,
it's so funny when I play in these lobbies. Like even when it's just NA, everyone thinks the lobby's bugged because of how long it takes for the draft to finally begin. But we are in now, so Tomb of the Spider Queen. It will be DNA with the first ban here. Will it be first ban Ragnaros?
I mean, I'm not expecting, but I could expect actually a third ban Ragnarok because they probably want to secure some, maybe even an Anna for Nox and not show too much, because I think the power of the Rag is also, you know, first of all you need a good draft around it, but also the surprise element of it. That said though, this is one of his best maps by far. You get a free defense in a lane every time the enemy pays, which is absolutely huge onto the snow. Oh, we see the Sylvanas ban coming out. This side time from Hype respecting the Galaxy play here.
Also, so, DNA going to be banning Chromie on the first pick, so not something they want to opt into by the looks of things.
I mean, I could see a Junkrat coming out here from DNA, while I'm thinking that Hype might be... So this is just... I know Halcyon is their Sylvanas player, right? And banning Sylvanas themselves, they might lean into a Medivh pick here coming out. I'm just saying, could be a thing. Very strong in 1-2.
Made its way entirely through the last draft, and Cassia left up. Tracer banned instead, so going to be snatched right away by Marlo, Johanna, and probably Sukov. We're going to see here. Nice rotation you see.
Yeah.
CCL, we have never seen Cassia and Johanna lose on the same team, so do not want to let those two be together. It's so powerful. And it actually will be the early Rexar pick for Azure.
And I feel, obviously, this is not or it is a draft issue as well, or a good thing, right? Whatever you want to call it. But I think the reason they picked the Rexar here is just to not get Matsuro's pool choked, because the Chen pick is not very strong here, and his second best hero is the Rexar 100%. So in order to not get his full choke, they decide to go for the lyrics. I can 100% respect that. If you do have players who are excellent on a couple of heroes, you want to secure those heroes for the players, right? And it is also a great response for the role that we see picked in by Apla again. So very similar, not similar draft, but a lot of the same heroes from the game before.
I don't know what you're talking about. I see 2 out of 3 new picks for the side of DNA, as ETC will be the third ban here, so the one I'm possibly looking at is Imperius, but do you really want to play that against Johanna and Exar? What other tanks do you think we might end up seeing here, having a little bit of a choke now?
Yeah, it is a great choke on us. It is gonna be hard also. Damn. Yeah, that's tough. Oh, but the Mephisto coming out from Panax. So I guess we are gonna see Halcyon be tanking this game, because we do know that Panax plays a very mean Mephisto. So great scouting there also from the side of DNA coming out, banning Vienna so you don't get that nano boosted Mephisto.
Which can be
Potentially deadly. Oh, and the deck got so full out on the Wombo combo teamfight style coming here from. I would expect something very maybe even a Tyrael coming out here from the side of.
That would be very interesting, and I do like the deck pick. You have the Emerald to basically negate Brightwing's entire kit with one button, because Brightwing is a.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh!
Let's go,
Zebo! Looks like the crazy is not slowing down, and Variant is the tech choice. This is something we have seen coming out recently against Johanna in particular.
Yeah.
Now, they don't have the best fob, but I suppose they can just trap Variant and the Tall Tiger inside of a zombie wall together with the Zebo.
I think the idea behind the Nasibo pick is you wait for the Mephisto to shade in, and then you put a zombie wall on his original positioning. Or position, sorry. And in order to do that, you need to... we have the rank coming out. But just let me finish my thought before we don't think about the rank right now. In order to do that, you need to have this aggressive teamfight that can drive forward, and you have the Ural who can jump in, create space, you have the Variant who can step up, and even after 13, you know, shield break out the Johanna, which is why it's such a good pick, right? You remove the Johanna trait.
You have Shattering Foe to basically just delete Iron Skin from the game. No one complaining about that one. And, well, the last pick is Ragnaros, so looks like we're just going to have, once again, a blow-up style coming out from Hype. Of course, Mephisto at level 20 has the newly buffed Children of Hate with 5.5 second silence. So.
Silence, yeah, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Now, they do have a cleanse on the other side though, with Brightwing, so they do have some answer to the blow-up.
And even an AoE cleanse, that is big, right? It's not even a cleanse, it's an AoE cleanse, so that is gonna be huge if we make it to level 20. What I'm worried about though is, like, after this initial pressure coming out from the blue team wanting to kill probably the Mephisto, what are they gonna do when they're just staying a while and listening to Dick and Kane, right?
Right. Who do we have on the blue team then?
On the blue team this time we have Varian getting played by Mac the Kid, Apla on Urel, Nasibo getting played by Galaxy Tenderloin, we see on Brightwing, and Marlow on his Kasha.
And on the right side is Hype. Nox playing a Decade, Halcyon playing Johanna, Parnax playing Mephisto, and it is Alpaca on the Ragnaros once again.
Again, we see him, yeah, he's got the great mechanics on it, and let's see if he can pull it off again. I mean, Stay Well is also great, and even Deckard Rue, right? Deckard is such a good healer in this comp if you want to set up that big blow up for the Sulfurus. We see the aggression going out, even like right out the gate coming on, and I do expect the red team to really pressure these rotations at least until level 4.
Varian kind of just a melee main with a bit more health at the moment, because doesn't have any real impact so far. Going to try his luck against Mephisto, takes a bit of damage in response, and one interesting thing here is that we do see the Widowmakers for Nasibo now. This is a town I'm normally a fan of. I do like to go full Q build, but if you're looking to get the zombie wall on the Mephisto shade, the extra range might be really useful. But speaking of Mephisto, kind of just unleashed in the moment, getting so many hits off with the Lightning Nova.
Do you think we're gonna see an alteration in Mephisto build as well? Do you think he's not gonna go for shield on 4? Or do you just think it's when he goes W on 1, you have to do it on 4 as well into his team?
Now, Tomb is a map where you can get a lot of value from Spites. You have a lot of time on the regeneration globes because of how short the waves are to each other, but maybe...
That is true.
And one benefit though actually of going for the shield is that it gives Varian something else he needs to use to shank Furlong. Now, if there's only the one thing, if there's only Johanna Shake, you can use it on that every time, right? But
yeah,
if you offer him a choice, well, it sounds like it's a good thing for the Varian, but it means that something from Hype is getting you value, and he needs to choose which he wants to use on, which might slow things down a little bit for decision making. But First Blood goes over, well, talking about Mephisto talents, to the side of Hype, as there was the fight over the bottom camp.
Racing some good Fury crafting points here,
It
but
is
yeah,
indeed Spite though, so
doesn't matter
matters.
if you are 5 people in the bot lane getting that first block and taking the camp, and getting some great value siege onto the bottom wall here. And as a matter of fact, we do end up seeing the Spite, as we were talking about as well.
So
great
gonna get
here by
taunted
the
up,
Realm.
going to, looks like make it out thanks to the Decade Rubies and Yavel. Oh, my top, I pulled my top laner in the league against he's dying, and Ragnar Spines the soul kills even, but going down to the spiders.
It's gonna be that even trade coming up on the top lane. But this is great from Hype, right? You're slowing down the stacking of the Nasibo, which is a huge thing here coming out, and you're getting great siege value on the bot lane. This Mephisto pick so far doing a lot of work.
Yeah, and so the answer is that it is going to be Sparks coming up to. I mean, you basically always have it active in the laning phase because of how long the stupid globes last with this talent. And a few of the interesting choices we do see Magic Spits from the right wing looking to get more uses of the AoE cleanse we were talking about being so important in this draft. So I really like this adaptation. And the other one is Ruby at level 4 for Nox, which means that he will have to choose, like, I'm assuming you take Emerald always against Brightwing, so
100%.
It will be the choice of which gems he wants to use, which means that he isn't getting value from the other talents in the meantime, but
I think it's he
big
wants
gem
to enable this
advantage.
Ragnaros to be able to go and run. Sorry.
You go on.
No, I just say, like, he just wants to enable Ragnaros, right, but I 100% agree they need to have this Emerald into the Brightwing Sea coming down. And another great thing about Spite, which we didn't talk a lot about here, is that it obviously also increases the duration of the healing regeneration globes, which is gonna relieve a lot of pressure from the Decade, making him able to heal other targets meanwhile.
Fighting just continuing in mid lane. Skull's ceiling will be evaded, but I'm going to cleanse the Heroic Cube slow and talk about Heroic Cube in a minute. But for now, Malo seems to be the target and just gets deleted by Mephisto and Fencia Parnax. With this triple front line, it's completely free to kill everyone on Mephisto.
I feel like this is gonna be the team name of Parnax new team. Oh, I don't know if it's gonna go for a new team, but team next season 100% Parnax and friends. It looks Mephisto and friends, because he's like really showing off on this hero right now, creating so much pressure and ticking in on 21k damage at level 8.
I don't think I've seen this much damage of 5 minutes before, but very impressive showing from Parnax so far, showing that he can be the K for this team. Templing going to get the hand in fix to the zombie wall, and just back to towns quickly. We have a few more interesting ones. It's going to be critical miss from Brightwing. You've got the extra uses of your area cleanse, might as well make them heal as well, as Decker Kane will be falling at the moment. Looks like trying to turn around to Macro Kane, no protection yet, so Mephisto's done all the damage to him, can't parry lightning overs.
But great job here. This is important for DNA, right? Finding these picks now, maybe even securing them.
Looking now for Parnax, he has no healer with him, but will survive for the time being. Spite still ticking by from the globe way before, and the other town is Kana's Cube. So we are not seeing Emerald.
We see the damage reduction coming in.
Abra looks like he's found himself an ogre, but no. Zero will survive. Nox has arrived, drops down the rubies, going to be taken by Misha of all people.
I'm telling you, if you was Bunny Hop build, you would have gotten that kill.
You are a fan of a Bunny Hop, Robert. Big Skull Scene going to stack up that field study for Deckard Kane, and level 10's being reached. The Bless Shield does not connect, but the Smash does, and here come the Boars looking to get the kill onto Marlow. Batman will arrive in time, but it doesn't matter. They're all dying. Sleep going to find the Brightwing. Maverick Kid trying to run for his life, but will not be able to. 3 very quick kills. Nice to see the insta-locks of a level 10 and going for the engage by the side of Hype.
100%, and I mean, blue team getting the web weavers down right now, it doesn't really do anything, right? You just get, this is a free clear for red team, and they can even maybe hold their turn in for level 13. I would at least expect them to hold it for when the cooldowns is already even
Galaxy nearly finds Alpaca with the Ravenous Spirit, but Molten Core will be used in the end to defend his top lane. This game is all sorts of crazy as well. Don't think that we've done after game 1. This is going to be another really insane one to watch, as now Halcyon will just walk it out. Going to use all the cooldowns actually. Don't know if that was needed.
But we're getting Blink Heal now, and that is going to be a great tool as well for the blue team to keep this
as the fighting continues. Once again, Malo the target going to be hit by Bless Shields, booted by Skull Seeing, but Mizuno is too far forward and cannot escape. Papaku just handing in during the entire thing, so maybe not on the same page once again, Hype, as going in for the 45 line. The fighting's not done yet. Also trying to work it out. A huge leap from Noxstar. Now Pardex wants to turn things around, but you're going to need a little bit more damage.
And now we have the reverse situation, right, where this Hype who's a member down and have the web weavers.
Oh, Hopaka!
Zero is respawning.
Just face checks the bush and gets punished.
You can't do that at this stage, right? And it's
Hopaka, we know you're dirty into, but don't do it in your competitive games.
Oh, but he's such a great player, but yeah, another kill, maybe getting found on Halcyon, but great ultimate coming out from Panax, and the root boss, not the root boss, just the boss to follow, I guess it's the root from the Mephisto.
Here comes the flanking Ravenous Spirit from Nazebo, just trying to kill Maso, but will be interrupted by Halcyon. Halcyon gonna pay the price for it though, finishes the quest, so he's probably fine with taking this death. Subdue has been finished. And they have got a huge push in the bot lane during all this fighting. The web weave is just
actually all the 6 spiders have been summoned, and if you ever want to know how to clear this up, it is clearing the small spiders first, because they deal so much damage.
Don't be fooled by the size, they do stupid amounts of damage to those things.
They really do. But yeah, great showing here from both teams. I'm super psyched also for this game, number 2.
Another thing we see is Varen has gone for Warbringer at level 10, not going protected by the way against the Mephisto carrying comp. Not sure if I would make the same choice, but going to have extra charges, I suppose. Maybe the mobility can help him avoid Mephisto damage.
And maybe charge back as well. We don't know. Maybe Mac has been feeling too pressured these fights, right? And if having that, it's like picking friend or foe on Eleanor, right? Like you do have that, you can use your engage tool as a disengage as well. But here we see the double web weaver phase coming down from red team, so they really want to get something done here. Hopefully get confirming all forts, and if they are lucky and finding a pick, maybe even a keep.
Now the side of DNA is starting to hit some of the power spikes. Macrakid now has the Shadow Foe to deal with Shahan a lot easier, and level 16, level 20 is really big talents for both teams, but I'd say especially side of DNA as well. Yo, just gonna
great
back
job
up to
here
full
from
health.
Abla, like essentially eating 4 ultimates himself, and they're gonna turn this fight around, finding the pick first.
I'm not sure yet though. Mephisto is on the loose, so still go either way. Gonna use the medallion, not sure.
But meanwhile, in the bottom and the mid lane, Coffee, the waves are getting so much value.
Oh, is Barbecue dead? Mallow trying to clear us out, but the Spider's looking to get another wave.
I think it will confirm it. Yeah, it's gonna get confirmed. That is huge for red team, but
Well,
still very nice fight here. Maybe blue team is gonna look for an invade on the bottom camp. We don't know. They're probably just gonna look for the insta pay on the top lane.
and so it's any hope of the side of DNA going to unleash level 20 Mephisto and Varian? Well, the game's been very much so sped. So all this fighting is meant for these objectives from the hype and doing so much
Yeah.
split push value and speeding up the pace of the game, which is not what you want when you're the Zemo comp.
Agreed, 100%. What I would love to see though, if we do hit level 20, is maybe actually not going Seraphim. Oh, as I say that, we have big blow up engage. First Boss into Root, into Sulfurus, and then a sleep to just confirm. Maybe we don't get the level 20 this game. Yeah, everyone's falling low. Urel doesn't have ult.
All they can find is Misha, and I think Hype are just going to end the game right here. In the regular season, when this team's fought, it was a 2-0 win for DNA, and Hype have come back with a vengeance and some very creative strategies as they are looking to finish this game in under 13 minutes, making their way onto the core now. They don't have the highest health bar, so this might be a bit difficult. Mephisto's your only damage, and it's not the core damage, so it'll be a little bit difficult to actually end this game.
Horrendous core damage when you have like Rexa basically being your highest core damage. I don't think you look for end here.
Alpaca, Molson Core, they're trying to do it.
And they're not gonna find a pick here. Maybe this is where he does have his ultimate up still, and he could look for a pick on Rexa here. They're just buying time right now. They just don't want the game to be finished. Galaxy getting a big flank off here. Matsuro falling extremely low, and we see the taunt going off Mag. Will he? So he does survive initially, but Marlov confirming the kill. Nox with the big stay while it listens though. And this is looking dire from the side of DNA.
It's complete chaos. But it's chaos in favor of Parnax as Mephisto's killing absolutely everyone. It's complete destruction as Mephisto remains victorious and will once again try and finish the score.
And we were talking about Volskaya with the Alexstrasza double raid boss, but I don't think
without the true raid boss as Mephisto, anyone who's played Diablo 2 knows he's pretty strong. Oh, I don't know. And Hype will win. And under
71k damage.
Complete. Yeah. Well, I don't know how many more ways we have to say about this. Was the Parnax show, for sure.
It was indeed.
Mephisto
doing. Cannot say though that Nox didn't find some amazing sleeps. I gotta say, but the Diablo universe, they carried this game. That's for sure. What a series, man. What a couple of... I mean, this was a little more one-sided, right? But
it was still a very exciting match. That was...
Yeah, it was super exciting. And I think it's just unlucky, right, that they lose the heroes at the first pay. Because if they can stall that double turn in, they DNA has a very good chance of coming back into this game.
Yep, and so we didn't quite get to see the power of late game Mephisto, late game Cassia, but no, just Hype. They have found something here with these Rexa Ragnaros double bruisers.
The Rexa Ragnaros really, they pulled their weight.
I mean, they do synergize stay well together. Misha's a pretty long range stun, and then Ragnaros has the follow up, so it's not something we often see, but I'm a big fan of it.
Even if you hit level 20, you get that root on the boss, which is gonna confirm the Sulfur Smash. Unless, especially after this week when Medallion is not a thing anymore, this kind of strat might rise. I'm very excited to see it. I'm very, very excited to see it.
And we can go and have a talk to Nox from Hype now. Can move over to the interview room and see what he has to say about this game. So Nock should be joining us in just a few.
In a minute.
Speaking of
Alright.
which, greetings,
Here he
Nox.
is.
Greetings.
Greetings for a great series. What a fantastic. That's one of the best Sky Temple games I've seen in a while, and the Tomb game speaks for itself, right?
Yep.
Um,
Congratulations on the 2-0 win. You will move on to the Mythic Championship as the second seed. How are you guys feeling at the moment?
actually pretty good. We were not expecting to win both games that easy, especially the last one.
I don't know if I'd say the first one was easier. It went quite the distance. So tell us,
Feel like
we're very interested in this triple frontline Rexar Ragnarok
Yeah.
strategy. Is this something that you guys have been practicing?
um, I know it's something Lopaka enjoys to play, especially in like the higher level, and
Yeah.
we picked it before. I know, but we kind of let him decide what he wants to play usually. So in both games, it was like, well, I can last pick Ragnaros, and it works in the comp, so we went for it.
But it's insane, right? Because I remember I play on Project Kramer, and I play in the same group actually as these two teams. We got beaten by both teams, so big kudos. I know how good all 10 of these players are, right? But we got completely overrun by the same kind of Mephisto Ragnaros draft into. I think the game was a lot shorter than this one even. What like I don't know why it works, but it just works so well. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, we can hear him in the comms saying like, "Well, go in," and then suddenly he's on the other side of the map, and just using his trait and like, "I've got the backline. You're fine. Just go."
I got the backline. You're
Yeah.
fine. Just go.
That sounds like the most
Really
fun
lovely.
thing ever. So yeah, in both of these games there was so much fighting, and it really started from minute one, and it was very exciting to watch. How well do you think DNA did? Did they? I mean, you said you weren't expecting to win it easily. Did they play to the level you thought they would?
Think we expected a bit more competition. But I guess it's got to do with the composition as well, like the pick Nasibu on the last game.
Suspect this is on my end. That's a little unlucky. Can reconnect. Stream's fine though, so ay, what's going on here? Discord's playing up. No, Julio. I mean, it used to happen during the stream, I suppose, but cannot listen to the interview that the Oats are having at the moment. Oh, so unfortunate. Discord, what you gotta do is to meet them. Oh, this is rather unfortunate. This is disaster. Alright, see what I can do here. I will get us a proper interview of it. are you joking? Hello? Is it working? Oh, come on. It's a disaster.
Hello?
Oh,
Better?
much better.
Hello?
Maybe heroes aren't just
Better.
scuffed, but I don't know.
Okay.
What have you guys been talking about for the last however long?
Just, the weather. No, not really. We were just talking about the games, and I was asking Nox about draft and stuff. But I guess we can
Might need to just
go over.
recap it, 'cause no one knows what you said.
Just recap. Yeah, I know. I was the first thing I said is like, yeah, I guess I can carry on the interview, but it doesn't really make sense when you can't hear us.
I
I
know what
just
that
said seemed like they were like really making these kind of in quotation marks weird picks working very well. And like obviously in game number 2, the Ragnaros pick is not that much of a surprise factor, but it just still worked out very, very well. Do you think it's because the enemy they greeded too much in the draft by drafting the Nasibo?
I think they kind of do. Like if you draft and see, you're gonna have the late game. So they just try to push for that level 20 mark, and by just picking Ragnaros, we can kind of eliminate all the pressure they put on us. For example, the hard camp on mid lane is not going to be an issue because we have just a rag trait that can negate that. Like so, we can just fight them basically whenever we want to. We don't need to worry about wave clear that much.
Mm,
And so
agreed.
with this win, it means that in the Mythic Championship playoffs, your first round opponents will be Pepe, and then you will verse the winner of DNA versus Disgusting. How are you feeling? This is the third time now we've seen Hype try and make it play through Mythic Championship. Or do you think you can take it out this time?
There's a higher possibility, I think. We're really coming together as a team, and it's getting a lot easier to draft and stuff because we know what to play. But I
Yeah.
think the upcoming teams are going to be a big challenge, especially Peppa My Lady.
Yeah, and
We
it's
know
funny,
that they
right?
play super well.
You would at least I would have thought that Pepe would get the first seed in Group A, and Skokaspor probably seed number 2, and then Disgusting seed number 3. But here we are.
Wait,
Anything you want to say to Pepe before your game?
no, Peppa My Lady, I guess. It's going to be a fun game. I know that maybe it's always a pleasure that Walku is streaming when we're playing. But so it's gonna be fun to play against them for once or second time.
Yeah, they are a great team to match. They're surely a both a
Yeah.
great challenge, but also nice people to play against, and they really bring your skill to the test, and
Indeed.
it is very funny to play against them.
Yep, so
They are strong, but
during the regular season when you guys played, it was a 2-1 win for them. So you can see if you guys can win this time around.
It's a really difficult team to win against. Nowadays, it feels like they're just getting better and better by the time as well. There's no stopping.
I was exactly about to say that because they are like they're very exciting to play against, but also they do play very standard, but they just play very standard very well, right?
Yep.
They don't like fraud. The weirdest in quotation mark these days thing they do is like putting a Deathwing in the form, and I think they were the the guys who started doing that. Even now, it's become more of a staple and standard than putting him in
it was
offlane.
basically you guys and Hype and Pepe that were playing for 4-man Deathwing before, but I don't know, I'm really looking forward to it. So once again, congratulations on the win. Any last shout-outs you want to have?
Shoutouts?
Shoutouts? Question mark.
Oh no, I give a shout out to my mom for supporting me.
Very
Yes.
nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Great.
Want to
Well,
congratulate
thanks for the
him.
interview.
Yep, and
It was
thanks
really a
for
pleasure.
joining us.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks for joining us, and thanks for having me, Coffee, as well, by the way.
I'm sure I had a lot of fun. I'm guessing you did as well, given the way these games
I
went.
did very much. Yeah, it was
So-
very unexpected, but yeah, we'll see you next.
Yep.
We'll
Goodbye, guys.
catch you.
So that
I
basically
had
does us for Dennis. There's any last comments you want to have?
really, other than shout out to Coffee for having me
Oh,
today on stream.
thank
You should go
you.
check out his stream. He does some great also analysis on his YouTube channel that I've been watching and learning stuff from. So 100% a channel you should check out. I
Also,
guess I shout out to Project Kramer, 4th seed of Group B. Thanks for having me this season. It was a great pleasure. But we got bested by these teams today. So
So yeah, things to look forward to. So this weekend is the Heroes Lounge playoffs for the Legendary and Mythic Championship. We'll see Hype. We'll see DNA. They'll be playing
yeah,
starting at 1 o'clock COT on Sunday. So it starts nice and early. Make sure
together
you get
with
there and support it. And it should be very good games.
yeah, we have Hasu wins these every day playing. Disgusting, but my lady, as we talked about in Skugga Sport. So these are the 6 teams qualified, and I'm sure we're gonna watch some very high level Heroes of the Storm gameplay. So if you need some matches before the CCL on Saturday, 100% go check these out. Make this sorry, not Saturday, Sunday. Make these games like just make it a hot Sunday basically. Treat yourself.
Also, a little bit of a plug. Myself, Halcyon, I'm assuming you want to join us again. We all like to do a little viewing party of CCL on this channel, talking about what we think of it. So after the Mythic Championship finishes, be sure to jump on over and watch us again. So that's everything. Thanks everyone for watching. There's no other stream going at the moment, so there's no one to host, but myself and Roka will be bringing us a Legendary Cup series in just over half an hour, so you can look forward to that then. Goodbye.
Yeah, go check that out.